Hey y'all, welcome back to Away with the Maze.
In our last video, we told you how to rent a camper van in Iceland. After we picked up our van, we hit the road.
The first stop on our camper van honeymoon was a day trip around Iceland's Golden Circle.
The Golden Circle is northeast of Reykjavik and around 45 minutes away by car or bus. This is one of the most popular day trips in Iceland, so there's several tour companies that will bring you there and back if your plans don't involve renting a car.
This is a really great way to see a bit of Iceland if you aren't going to be there for very long. The most common route consists of Thingvellir National Park, the Geysir geothermal area, and the Gullfoss waterfall.
And there's so many other places that you can stop along your journey.
Our first stop was Thingvellir National Park.
Thingvellir is one of 3 national parks in Iceland, and it's the only one designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
That's because in the year 930, Iceland's reigning chiefs established their parliamentary assembly, the Althing, at Thingvellir, and it continued to meet every year until 1800.
What makes Thingvellir so cool as well is that it's one of the only places in the world where you can see the Mid-Atlantic Ridge above water, which separates the American and Eurasian tectonic plates.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. One really neat thing you can do is to just walk in between the ridge and stand on 2 different halves of the planet at the same time. After a quick walk between the tectonic plates, we were on our way to snorkel the Silfra Fissure.
Snorkeling Silfra is listed as one of TripAdvisor's top things to do in the entire world, so we just had to check it out on our honeymoon.
I mean, top thing in the world, we had to check it out.
For sure.
We booked with Arctic Adventures, which is one of several companies managing dives like this. We met our group and our dive master, received a brief safety overview, and then we got to it. We had to dress in these really fancy dry suits.
Yeah, they're thick neoprene bodysuits that helped insulate us from the freezing water. They also had air valves that helped keep us buoyant and could be adjusted by our dive master during the dive.
Let's get to the fun part, the actual dive. It's hard to appreciate on film just how beautiful and drinkable this water really is. The water in Silfra is filtered through layers of volcanic rock for up to 100 years. So what comes out on the other end is clean, clear, and pure.
It was strange floating on top of the water like we did. As buoyant as we already are, we felt like the blob and heavyweights. But the water really couldn't have been clearer or felt colder.
The dry suits did a good job keeping our bodies fairly warm, but our faces were exposed to the crisp glacial water, which was really a strange feeling.
After the dive, we were no rush for the experience to be over, but all good things must come to an end. We enjoyed our cocoa with our dive group and peeled ourselves out of our dry suits. We can say that snorkeling Silfra is one of TripAdvisor's top experiences in the world for a very good reason.
Oh yeah, if you have just a few hours during a visit to Iceland, please do yourself a favor and check this experience out.
After finishing our dive, we moved on to Geysir. This geothermal area is a hotspot for tourists. It contains several small and large pots of water, several of which have earned names.
While Geysir itself is considered dormant, the neighboring geyser Strókur erupts every 4 to 10 minutes. Witnessing that in person was such an amazing sight to see, oh my gosh.
But please, if you consider visiting, be mindful of the barriers placed in the area. These are for the safety of visitors and the preservation of nature.
Unfortunately, we saw several international tourists walking past the barriers to interact with the geysers, and it was very dangerous on their part. This water is over 250 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot enough to cause serious injury very quickly.
After leaving Geysir, we moved on to Gullfoss, our last stop in the Golden Circle.
Gullfoss, or the Golden Falls, is a tiered waterfall that cascades 100 feet into a ravine. In the summer, as much as 460 cubic feet of water flows over Gullfoss every single second. Can you imagine?
As with the rest of the Golden Circle, we were in awe of the power and splendor that nature presented us. But even in May, the strong winds at Gullfoss were frigid and misty, so be sure to dress appropriately.
Now, while that concluded our own trip on the Golden Circle, as we said earlier, there are several amazing things to do in the area.
One of the more popular side trips along the way is a trip to Carrad Crater, a volcanic crater that houses a small lake at the bottom that can be reached on foot.
Well, there are many, many volcanic craters in Iceland. I mean, it's a volcanic island. Carrot is popular due to its ease of access and the stark contrast of the mineral blue water and the red slopes, which is unusual when you consider that much of the volcanic rock in Iceland is black.
There's a very short hike that leads you up to the crater and down to the edge of the water, and in the wintertime, it's even a popular place to go ice skating.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't make it to Carrot on this trip, but that just means we'll have to go see it the next time we're there.
Oh no, we have to go back to Iceland. Too bad. So be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on our next video where we tell you all about camping in Iceland.
Thanks for getting away with the maze.
Bye.